welcome to another episode of Learn Scripts and Lyrics. My name is Gift Swani and I am here with a sore head. Today we are taking a look at the movie Wake Up Dead Man. But before we dive straight into it, let's just take a second to remind ourselves how we actually got here. From Knives Out to Glass Onion and now Wake Up Dead Man. But before we fully go into it, let's just go on a break. When we get back, let's begin. So first we had Knives Out in 2019. This one was centered around the Thrombey family after their father, Alan Thrombey, suspiciously died. That was when the mystery started. But what stands out in this one isn't just the mystery behind his death, but it is how they flipped the detective genre, focusing more on hidden motives, family greed, and those, little social jabs about privilege and entitlement. So yeah, this one was sharp, it was witty, but then it introduced the character Benoit Blanc, a character that we really wanted to see more of.
Yeah, and then came the Glass Onion, set of billionaires' elaborate private island. This time, Blanc is surrounded by influencers, tech people, cultural elite people that pretend to like themselves, but they don't like themselves. Unlike the first one, this one examined modern ego, power, and how influence is being weaponized. This movie was flashy, it was high power, and it shows what Blanc was dealing with. It wasn't dealing with a newer kind of corruption, rather it was dealing with old money narcissism.
Every chapter comes with its own kind of character, but this one now takes a darker tone, both visually and emotionally. Wake Up Dead centers around, it opens very quiet in a religious community, very small community, no family mansions, no private islands this time around, just a small community where everyone knows everyone's secrets, except the ones that they are really, really hiding. Yeah. But then when you just think that this is all that the movie is centered around, the mystery hits.
The mystery explodes during a Friday service where the messenger was dead, alone in a locked room. No one enters, no one leaves, no weapon, no clue of who left the room or who entered the room.
At this time, everybody is a suspect.
Everybody is a suspect at this time. Everybody is a suspect in this one.
But what actually makes the mystery stand out is not just the crime behind it, but it is how the movie takes its time revealing this crime, revealing this story. It starts out very deliberate, especially from the first half of the film. In the the church sequences, there's a long stretch that we are forced to watch the rituals of kneeling, the hymns, the priest homily, all of that. It feels deliberately slow. It's just like Rian Johnson, the director, telling us, sit still, observe, because something is about to hit you. That's what it felt like.
And then came the confession between the young priest and
the troubled parishioner.
That scene does it rush. It lingers. They wanted us to know the weight confession carries in guilt and fear. So exactly. That scene was a plus in the movie.
But then the pacing shifts when the Monsignor is found dead in that locked room. See, at this point, the movie tightens because everybody is looking at everybody with one kind of eyesight, eyeing each other.
Everybody's a suspect.
Whispering here and there. Even Benoit Blanc himself, a good example of this is when he starts to interrogate all of the characters. He starts very small with very gentle interrogation, but then hits them with a very sharp deduction, and at this point as well, the editing also increases the tension because the cutting across each of the characters was very swift, very fast, even making it difficult for us to even be able to understand who is really, the suspect
in the movie. And that takes us to the final act when a new information comes to life that the priest has been hiding something for a while. And this costume in this movie, it wasn't just clothing. It's symbolic. It was modest. It was simple. The priest outfit is authentic. The rich, the powerful, they looked very clean, but their outfit wasn't flashy at all.
Yeah, so the costume tells its story on its own. It gives tells us who is in control, especially the priests, the church outfits. It tells us who is in control. It tells us who is obeying. And it tells us those are actually disturbed by one kind of fear or the other. So the costume tells its own story. And why? And I feel like all of this would not have been possible or would not have looked this beautiful without the performance from the actors. From Daniel Craig, Josh O'Connor, Josh Brolin, Kerry Washington, and a lot of other beautiful actors.
For me, right, the person that really carried the best emotional weight in this movie is Josh O'Connor. Like, his acting was awesome. You could feel his pain. He was the young priest in the movie. You could feel his pain, the guilt, the vulnerability, and the confession he made. I like the fact that he stood by his rights. He said whatever he said with his whole chest. He didn't miss words. Thank you.
Daniel Craig as well, our star boy Benoit Blanc, but he came this time around with a much quieter confidence. He was not as theatrical as he used to be. He was more calculative in this one. And this is like a more human Benoit Blanc, and I really enjoyed watching it. Josh Brolin as well plays the role of the Monsignor. Now he is very calm. He is very quiet. He speaks in a very soft way that kind of confuses the audience. It makes it very difficult to decipher what kind of character this is. So, and all of the actors as well, they also did well, contributing to how beautifully the movie looked.
Yes, the supporting cast feels the church and all of that. Yeah, they really did well. The cinematography in this movie is very, very good. Visually, this movie is creative from the other first series. The use of candlelight, shadows, the cold church interior, the quiet hallway, all of that played a very good role in this movie. It made the film mysterious and haunting in a way. So yeah, the cinematography was good for me.
The camera felt like a spy, especially during the confession scenes. It was moving very slowly and quietly. The close-up shots as well, all of this told a different kind of story and gave us a different kind of feel. So the cinematography, of course, it was good.
Yeah, and overall, I would rate the movie a 7 out of 10 because Wake Up Dead Man isn't just a ooh kind of movie. It is deep, it is emotional.
It was quite soulful.
Yes.
Okay, I'll rate it an 8 over 10 because it was a good watch for me. Following the series from the first one was witty, the second one was flashy. Now this one is more tragic, kind of increasing the tension. So if you have seen Wake Up Dead Man, tell us what you think about it in the comment section. Remember to follow us on all social media platforms as well on iRavel Studios. Until next time, see you guys.